Hello all you shining stars and welcome to my channel, Shining Star Soup. It's time for another Storytime Sunday where I talk about my crazy life, and in today's Storytime Sunday it's going to be all about the celebrities I've met. just my random experiences. Being from Canada, you don't really, or at least I haven't gotten a chance to meet like any celebrities really. The only ones that I've come across are the ones that I've met at West Edmonton Mall or the comic Edmonton, the Edmonton Comic Expo, which is like the comic expo for Edmontonians. Calgary Expo is actually supposed to be a lot more impressive, but Calgary is also like 4 hours away, 3.5 hours away, so Edmonton's definitely a lot closer for me to go to the expo. So I'm going to start. My first celebrity that I've ever saw was Aaron Carter. And for all of you who don't know who Aaron Carter is, he used to be a part of, oh, was it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Maybe Backstreet Boys. He was like, when I met him, he was like 12, and I remember, like, I recognized him, and I was like, holy crap, he's so small, like, just a tiny kid, right? And he was at West Edmonton Mall doing a show, and I was not there for that. I just happened to be there that day, and this was many years ago, but yeah, no, I didn't actually get to, like, meet him or take any pictures with him or anything. He was just there, and I saw a glimpse of him as he was walking through the mall with his bodyguards all around him. So that was my first celebrity sighting, I guess. The second one was my friends from high school had actually dragged me out to the mall to see Paul Brandt. Now, again, Paul Brandt is a country music singer, and my friends just loved him, and it's like, I did not like country music, so I kind of hammed it up in high school where, you know, it was my turn to take a picture, and I'm beside Paul Brandt, and I'm like, yeah, yeah! My poor friends were so embarrassed because I was just like, you know what, I'm not into country music, but hey, I got a picture with Paul Brandt. My third one was Ozzy Osbourne. I went to his concert. He's actually the only concert I've ever been to has been Ozzy. And I remember I went with a friend of mine. I bought him a ticket. He was supposed to pay me back. He never did. La-di-da-di-da. But anyway, I had decent seats. I guess I was in the middle of the little concert. And everybody there was sparking up. Everybody was smoking their marijuana, and I was just like, what? What's going on here? I was not expecting this. I was like, oh man, and the entire auditorium or the concert hall or whatever it was just filled with marijuana smoke, just going to the clouds, and Ozzy was just singing away, and yeah, that was my first and only Ozzy concert. Yeah, that was kind of fun. Alright, we're going to fast forward a couple years, and my first Edmonton Expo, actually, Summer Glau was there, and I'm a big fan of Summer Glau. For all of you who don't know her, she was River Tam in Serenity. She also was in Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles on TV, and so I was a big fan of hers, but at that time, I had no idea about like VIP passes or anything like that. I just had a run-of-the-mill, you walk in general public ticket. And like, this is what made me, this experience was every time, I've gone to Edmonton Expo about 3 times now. This year I don't think I'm gonna go, but every time after that I've gone for the VIP, where you just go straight through to the celeb you want to see. Because I was in line, not a word of a lie, on a hard cement floor for 4 hours. The first 3 hours, and then I was really, like, I was closer, and then she went on a break, and she was not actually taking any photos. She was only taking photos at her booth, right? We turned out that after 4 hours, I met her. I said hi. I met her for like 5 minutes. Got a picture on my phone with her, and I guess we later found out that at the time she was pregnant and she didn't want anybody to know, so she wasn't taking photos. She was hiding behind a booth to take photos, and I'm like, okay, well that was interesting. So that was my first, the first person I met, Summer Glau, that made me spend a lot of money just so that I wouldn't have to stand in a line for 4 hours again. I've met Mads Mikkelsen. I know I said that wrong. When I met him, I liked him more a couple years later, so I'm like, I hope he comes back to the expo. I don't know if he's ever going to. My most memorable experience was meeting the Black Power Ranger. I mentioned a little bit about this in my tattoo story time. I said to him, he asked me how I was doing. I was like, Peachy Keen is a jelly bean, and he thought I said Peachy King. I just said I was Peachy King, and he thought I said Peachy King. So when he autographed the picture, like we got a picture together, and he was really sweet and kind of like, he really got along well with me. He touched my tattoo, and I think he was flirting a little, which is fine. I mean, I was more of a Red Ranger fan, but hey, he was great. He was I'm forgetting what his name is, but either way, I met him, and he wrote on he autographed the picture, and he was like, Peachy King, baby, and I'm like, it was King, not King. But whatever, it's a little bit of a memory. I met Christian Slater too, and he was kind of a douche. He was just like, yeah, he didn't really acknowledge the fans at all. He was just kind of like, yeah, sign, give me my paycheck kind of thing. That was his whole attitude. That was the impression that he gave. So, yeah. So those are my most memorable experiences. I caught a glimpse of Stan Lee. Just a glimpse. I didn't want to pay $100 to get a signature, and Carrie Fisher, again, didn't want to pay $100 for a signature because they're not really, that's not my fandom. I'd pay $100 for Summer Glau, but not for Stan Lee. I know. You like who you like, and you get excited over who you get excited over. Everybody's different. So that wraps up my Storytime Sunday. Thanks for subscribing. I always appreciate your support, and keep on being shining stars. It's the start of another week tomorrow, so what do you do? Bye.